Hey gang, today by request we're going to do Little River Band's Help is on its way. The solo at the end of it is what we're going to focus on. Now the key center goes all over the place, but at the end it ends up in B, so the solo's all in the key of B. We'll also cover that harmonized little intro that's played in a number of times in the song. All right, so we'll cover what I just played note for note, and then we'll do the harmonized intro coming right up. As always, if you like this, go ahead and click the thumbs up or the like button. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for a couple of these every week. We'll see you in just a second. All right, gang, let's go over this note for note, at least what I played. I think it was pretty close. So anyway, that's what we're going to go over. We'll do that, and then we'll do the harmonized stuff. Okay, for the chords in that, you can download the tab from the link in the description below. It might make your life a little bit easier. This one, I don't think it's really critical. There's not too much to it. It's in the key of B, so the chords to the solo part are B sus to B, B sus to B again, then F sharp sus to F sharp, and again. All right, and that 4-bar sequence is repeated 3 times. At the very end, it just goes B sus to B. And just kind of fades out. And that's where we're playing those little arpeggios. That kind of stuff. At the very end, it's fading out. Okay, so let's play the whole thing slowly, and then I'll go over it line by line. Okay, so it's going to abruptly go into that B, the key of B, and we're going to start out here on the third string, 6th fret. I'm going to start out with a whole step pre-bend. Here we go. Help is on its way. Help is on its way. And now the arpeggios. That's pretty much it. Okay, so let's go over the first time through, which I think is in some ways the most inventive and the nicest. Actually, the first 2 are pretty cool. All right, so let's see. So the first time through, we're going to go like this. We're going to start out here on the 3rd string, 6th fret. We're going to do a little pre-bend of a whole step and then bring it down and pull off to 4. So that next line is just a slide on the 3rd string, 6 to 8. And sort of some standard stuff, 9 and 7 on the 2nd string. Okay? Okay, that's nice because it kind of echoes what we did the first time around. I really like that whole line as a whole. So we're going to, again, pre-bend. Whole step bend, bring it down slowly, and then hit the 7th. This is all in the 2nd fret, or 2nd string now. And then we'll play this. I like that. Nice harmonic string, some string skipping, so you're doing some bigger intervals there. So again, pulling off from on the 1st string from the 11 to the 9 to the 11 on the 2nd. Back up to the 9 on the 1st. And then the 11th on the 2nd. Kind of nice, right? Here's those whole 2 lines over that first, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. All right. Now we're going to go to the next set of 4 bars, and it goes kind of like this. Very, very nice. Okay, we're going to start out with this. And that's just kind of walking up on that B sort of major scale, starting from the 11th on the 3rd, chromatically. So that's 11, 12, 13. And then we're hitting that B, right? And we're doing that 3 times. The B is the 2nd string, 12th fret. And we're doing that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Right? And we're going back, kind of rocking back to the 13th on the 3rd. Then we're going to bend up on the 14th on the 2nd string, a whole step, and hold it. And as we're holding it up, we're going to, on the 1st string, play the 14th 3 times. Right? We're going to hold that up, very country-ish sounding. And then we're going to strike the 14th on the 2nd. We've already got it bent up a whole step, and we're going to bring it down. And bring it down, and then pull off to the 12th, 13th, and back up to the 12th on the 2nd. Whole thing sounds like this. And now, a very cool ending line. 1st string, 14th, bend it up a whole step. Slowly bring it down, and then play. That's 11 on the 1st, 11 on the 2nd, 11 on the 3rd. Very neat. Very simple, too. Basically, we're going to bend up to this note right here, and then we're playing. So those notes right there outline an F6th chord, or F sharp 6th chord, which, of course, we're going. So there's a nice chord tone ending up on that F sharp. All right? Here's the whole thing again. It's a little bit hesitant on the, or hesitating on the end to get the timing right. All right, here is the last time through, and this is probably the hardest one. It has some position shifting that you have to do pretty quickly. Okay, so we'll play it nice and slowly here. Again, it's over that 4-bar sequence. Okay, well, that one's actually pretty hard to play slowly, but definitely the hardest one because you're doing a couple of position switches here. So we're going to start out on a 4th string 13th and play. So again, we're doing the same thing that we did before, just a string below it. So 11, 12, 13, and then 11 on the 3rd. Okay, then this. So that's just, again, 13, pull off to 11, 13 on the 3rd, and then we're going to play the 12th on the 2nd and back to the 13th on the 3rd. It's a lot easier than it sounds. The hard part here is basically immediately shifting to this. On the 2nd string, you're going to play 16, pull it off to 14, 16 on the 3rd. So it's got to be really quick. Got to do that position shift. Okay, and then. So that's a nice little double stop lick. Basically, we're playing on the first 2 strings. We're playing 16, 16, sliding down to 14, 14, and back up to 16, 16. And then we're playing all the way up here at 19, 19. Now, I listened to it, and I think that those are slides in the beginning. And then this is another stroke on the 19th. Okay? Last thing, and this is hard on a Les Paul, it might be a little bit easier on a Strat. you're going to take that 21st and bend it all the way up a whole step, pull it down, and then bend it up again a whole step and pull it down. Now, if I listen to the record, it's done without striking it again, but of course you need a lot of sustain to do that, or you need to play it a little bit quicker. So if you need to stroke it again twice, that's fine. All right, and then down to the 19th on the second, 18th on the first. Give it a little vibrato to round it out. You know, that should sound. Okay, one last time on that line. Here it is, the whole thing. And another, help is on its way. All right. Then the arpeggios to end it are actually pretty simple. They're basically like this. So if you imagine playing your little D chord way at the bottom here, right? And you're going to bring that up. All right, and you're going to keep that shape all the way up to here. All right, if you imagine that, or another way to do it is to imagine a B sus. So if you imagine this B, sort of a B sixth that's laid across all four of the strings. You turn down the distortion so it doesn't, or the gain, I should say. Okay, and the sus part would be this. Okay, and if you just bring that up a whole octave, you've got what we're doing here. So now use your first finger instead of your fourth, or your third, and then we're going to play. Okay, so here what we're doing is we're playing this on this. We're barring across the first three strings, and we're playing 17 on. We're playing on the second first, and we're going to play the 17th and pull off to the 16th, and then play the 16th on the third. Okay, and then we're going to play the 19th on the second, pull off to the 16th, and play the 16th on the third. And then we'll do it again. But this time, instead of going to the 19th, we're going to go to the first string 16th, which is the top of that chord. And then you can just pull it off again if you want to go back to, that is the 19th, pull off to 16, and then play that 16 again. Just kind of going back, the timing is the pull off. Like that. Let's play it down here so you can see it maybe a little better. I'm just going to play it a whole octave down and you can move it up. But here you should be able to see the frets a little bit better. Once you get that going, it's actually a really easy lick. So check out the tab if you didn't quite get that. Okay, gang, let's do the harmonized part now that occurs at 2 minutes into the song. Whoops. And the first thing I want to do is go over the chords. I'll lay it down on a looper pedal here. And then we'll talk about what the chords are, and then we'll lay down the first part, and then we'll lay down the second part. Okay? So here we go. Now, this is the part that's at 2 minutes into the song, but it also covers the part that's in the beginning of the song as well. That part's included in it. It's just a little extra. Okay? So not only the bridge, just a little bit extra. Here we go. I'm going to lay down the chords and then talk to them. Okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3. That was just a little pacer. Then it goes A to B minor, G sus G, G sus G, G sus G, D, G sus G, G sus G, G sus G, D. All right. So that's what it is right there. And the interesting part is it's all in thirds. It's going to be harmonized in thirds, but it's not all in the same key. So it starts out with the A to B minor, right? That's in the key of B minor. And so things are going to be harmonized in thirds in B minor. And then we're going to go into the key of G when we play the G sus to the G. Oops. To the D, right? That's all harmonized in G. So anyway, so that's the challenge. So the first part, let's lay down that first part, and then we'll talk about it. Okay? So here we go. Let me give it a shot. Let me see how we do this. All right. Okay, so let's see how I got it. Okay, so it's actually not that complex, but it's definitely pretty cool. And so over that A to B minor, we're going to be up here, and we're going to, on the first guitar part, we're going to bend a whole step on the 12th 3 times. And then pull it down to 10. Okay? And then we're going to play third on the 11th. And then we're going to play a 12 whole step bend. And then play the 10th on the first. And 12 on the second. All right, here's the whole thing. All right, pretty straightforward. That's over that first part. Okay, over the second part where you're going to G, sus to G. First time through it, we're going to now bend on the 12th a half step, not a whole step. So it's a different harmonization, you see. And that's the only tricky part here. So we're going to play a half step then to the 12th. And again. And now this one right here, half step on the 12th. Then the 12th, 10, 8. And you can bend up on the 10th, or you can slide up to the 12th, either one. All right, so we're sliding 10 to 12th. And then on the 9th, on the 3rd, whole step bend and down, and then end up on the 7th, which is a D for that D chord. Okay, here's the whole thing. All right. On the second time through, we're going to play almost the same thing. Okay, so it's actually pretty much easy. It's easier, right? Okay, so now let's lay down the second part. The second part, I think, is more interesting and sounds great once you put it on. Okay, so here we go. really cool, I think. Anyway, so that's how it sounds when you put it down there, more or less. And so the first part is going to be, again, over that B minor. And we're going to start out here on the 15th on the second. So literally, you're just bringing it up, playing it in thirds. So we're going to bring it up on the same string. So while this is playing, we're going to play, which is really neat. Okay, so 3 times. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. And then over the other part where we're playing, here we're just going to play. This is actually pretty simple. So it's just 12-10 on the first, and then all right. So that's the first time through. Second time through is there we go. Let's put them all together, see how that sounds. All right. Well, gang, there you have it. Little River Band's Help is on its way from around 1977. Great little tune, great little solo. That kind of solo is really a good one to get under your belt because it's a really melodic one that kind of adds to the song and integrates with the song really well. So I really like it a lot because it's not that hard either. All right, till next time, we will see you on down the road.